Welcome to the Manny Perez Show, the show that covers, works on, and solves our community's issues. Yes, we can with the Manny Perez Show. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Manny Perez Show. And I'm Manny, Manuel Perez, your Queens Democratic leader, and yes, a person dedicated to helping others find success and solve their problems. That's what I work at. With me is our journalist, Gabriela Ascanio, and our production engineer, Julio Camacho. And today, we're going to be talking about what do you want? And why is that so important? Well, because a lot of the times we only focus on what we don't want. And that distracts us and keeps us away from solutions. Sounds complicated, but we're going to be talking about that. But first, Gabriela is going to mention some of the news for this time of the year, and we will continue with the program after listening to the news and patching everything together. Gabriela.
Hi, everybody. We're going to start with the news. And as usual, I always say that I try to look for positive news, but it's not that easy. The web portals are always filled with negative situations, and one of them is the gun violence. It's rising up. Every day we hear more stories about somebody getting killed by a gunshot, and it's not a good thing that to be happening right now, especially because maybe two people have a problem and they want to resolve it by using a gun, but sometimes other people get injured, other people that has nothing to do with it. And that is the story of a lady here in Queens that got killed by a stray bullet, and she left two kids without her mom. And well, not she, other people. They were shooting at themselves. She was in the wrong time at the wrong hour, and well, she had a really bad ending. And that's not the thing that we want. I don't want to go out in the streets thinking that what if a stray bullet hit me? What if somebody is going to rob me? What if somebody has a knife and is going to hurt me? I don't want to be thinking about that. I want to feel secure. I want to be able to walk in the streets without worrying that somebody's behind me, that somebody is shooting other people, and I might get hurt. And
Yeah, we had overcome that in New York City, Gabriela. We really overcame it, and now we're sliding backwards. It's becoming dangerous again, and that's something I know we don't want. But what we want is safe streets, a safe city to live in. So please, sorry for
it's
the interruption.
no secret that having a gun here is illegal, but a lot of people have guns. A lot of people do have guns, and they are willing to hurt other people. I don't know with what they have in mind that they're willing to take somebody else's life, and
Yep.
that's something bad. We're going to move to the good part, to the good side, and that means that the stimulus package it's already out. Yeah, maybe some people already received direct deposit. Other people might receive it this week or in the next month. We're going to be having a little bit of help. It's not that much of money, but it's not a big amount, but maybe it's going to help you pay some debts, or maybe buy some food for your family, or pay the rent. And I know that I think it's $1,400, and it's not going to be that big that you're going to be living without for 3 months. But well, is something uh,
Yep.
that we didn't have a few months ago. This is something new that the last administration didn't approve. Well, actually, not even the administration. A few people decided that no, because they say that if they get that check, they're not going to be working anymore. Yes, they are, because it's not $1 million. How long can you live with $1,400? It's not that much. It's
Yep.
helping you way. Maybe you can buy some food, but it's not in an amount that is going to be. Oh, I'm going to stop working because I'm rich now. So, well, we're going to be receiving that. And the other good news is that, and starting May 1st, every adult is going to be able to get the vaccine. And that is a huge step, because maybe we're going to overcome this COVID situation. We're not going to eliminate COVID, because that's not happening. We're going to be living with that for a long, long time, for many, many years. I don't know if forever is a proper word, but uh, it's going to help us. And some
Yep.
people, they say, "Oh, it's been a year already, and maybe I shouldn't be wearing the mask," and the numbers went down. And then some people take their guards off, and they say, "No, I'm going to a party with 100 other people," and then they got sick, and the numbers go up, and the mask again. No, this you should be wearing the mask every day, even if you get the vaccine, um, because it's not a guarantee that no, you're not going to catch COVID. And something
Yep.
about the vaccine that is only for adults. We still don't have a vaccine for kids, but I think kids are in a safer place than the older ones, are. What do you think?
The kids don't show that many symptoms. That's true. The concern is that some children, after getting COVID and supposedly recovering, they came down with other types of illnesses that seem to be COVID related. But guys, with the COVID, even if you have a vaccine, remember there are mutations. We have a New York City variant, a mutation, that apparently is more infectious than the British one. So that means that even if you have the vaccine, there is risk. So please do take care of yourself, take care of your families, take care of your friends. The CDC did say that if two family members have the vaccine, even if they live separately, when they come together, they don't have to wear masks because they're both pretty well protected with the vaccine, and it's just within the family. But if you're going out and you're drinking, you're partying, guys, we don't take very good care of ourselves when we're doing that. We know that already. So, my suggestion, my recommendation is please do take care of yourself. Why? Because you want to be healthy. Yes, you want to have fun. Awesome. Can you have fun when you're sick? Sorry, doesn't happen. So, be healthy. That's what you want. You want to have fun? Great, but do it safe. That's the only thing. And the but is not a problem really because it's just so that you can continue doing it. Now, will we find solutions where human beings? Yes. We will find other ways of having parties, of having things. We've been doing it. It will get better. But meanwhile, we have to worry about our vaccines. Remember that not everybody will take a vaccine simply because some people think that vaccines are no good or they're worthless or whatever you want to call them. I disagree with them. But I know that people are doing it. They're not they're not getting their vaccines. They're deciding not to do it because oh my arm might hurt. Oh, I might get a side effect. Okay. I mean, we do live in a free country where you can make certain decisions. But one of the decisions, if you're in New York City, you still have to wear your face mask. If you're in New York City, you have to wear your face mask. You don't want to wear your face mask? Well, face mask. I know that Texas governor said you didn't have to do it anymore. So,
I read, I read something about the vaccine that in a few months we're going to be have we have to show like a vaccine card that you're not going to be allowed in some places if you didn't get the vaccine. And I think that's a way of protecting those that did get the vaccine. You're
honestly,
you're not going to be denied. You're not going to get denied someplace, and maybe not the airport because some everybody has to use the airport. But some places you're not going to be able to get in if you don't have the vaccine, and I think that's a good way to do
well,
it.
I understand, Gabriela, but first of all, I don't think that has been made into a regulation or a law yet. But the other thing is, as you can see behind me, I live close to Roosevelt Avenue. And in Roosevelt Avenue, there are people who will sell any paper you need.
Oh wow,
They're
yeah.
fraudulent, they're illegal, they can get you in a lot of trouble, but they sell them, and there are people that buy them. And as many of us learned when we were teenagers, a fake ID, a lot of people don't check. You just show them a fake ID and they don't even look at it. They say, okay, go on in. Uh, it's a matter of understanding what do we want. And I agree with you. I hope that everybody does get vaccinated. And I do hope we do certain things to protect everyone. But as Major de Blasio did mention, he doesn't want people to without a vaccine to be able to come into New York City without a quarantine, simply because he says it's not safe. Now, let's get back to what do we want, because we've talked a lot about things that we don't want, mentioning a little about what we want. When you focus on what you want, that's your goal. And then when you find anything that is between you and your goal, you just put it aside. Everything you don't want is just between you and your goal. So move it aside. Solve it, put it aside. And don't think about it once you solved it. If you're one of those people that wants to get angry, you want to fight about it, you want to say, oh, I want to do this. Well, remember, we're in the United States, in New York City. And if you hit somebody or you get very violent, the police could arrest you. Sorry, that's the way the law is. Now, are there other countries where you have to, get ready to fight and do all sorts of things? I know that there are places like that in the world. But luckily, we're in the United States. We're in New York City. You don't have to do it. So, focusing on what you want lets you strategize and lets you reach your goal. How much time do I have left, Gabriela?
Less than a minute.
Okay, so next portion of our program, we will be talking about our youth, about our teenagers. That's a very special moment in our lives when we focus on special goals because we look at the world differently. And we'll be right back with our journalist Gabriela Ascanio, our production engineer Julio Camacho, and yes, Manny Manuel Perez with the Manny Perez Show, and we'll be right back. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Manny Perez Show. I think you already know I'm Manny Manuel Perez, your Queen's Democratic leader, your professional dedicated to your success, to solving your problems. And with me is our journalist, Gabriela Escaño, and our production engineer, Julio Camacho. And we're talking about what do you want? And right now, as I said before, I'm going to focus right now on our youth, our teenagers. I remember when I was a teenager, I was with my friends. There were a number of things we were involved with. We had goals that were very idealistic. And ideals are wonderful. I mean, I wanted New York City to be independent. My friends were involved with both sides of the Irish Civil War. I had friends who were involved with the nation of Israel and allowing it to be successful. I had friends who were also with the Black Power movement. It was very interesting because with our ideals, we would sit down and we would talk, and it would last a long time. I mean, these were years ago, but at that time we were also into the legalization of pot. I mean, we talked about many things. We wanted better health care. We wanted a better life for ourselves and our families, our parents. We wanted our schools to be better. There were so many things we were involved with. And ideals are part of what you want, your ideals. So, Gabriela, can you mention at least one of your ideals that has led you since you were a teenager to be who you are today?
Well, I try to live a life where I'm responsible, and when I value the work of everybody else, and I try to be loyal and not to step on somebody else's head when I go up, because I don't know how many time I'm gonna be up, and if I go down and want to go back again, when want to go up again, and I might need the help of those that I step onto. So I try to do it nicely. I try to treat everybody as I want them to treat me. That's a way of I live my life. That's making it really
Yes.
simple.
Yep, that's the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Now, there are some people that don't have this ideal. Some people like power. Some people like having other people be afraid of them. And yes, I remember in my schools, there were bullies, and that's what they were. They were bullies. They liked making people be afraid. Me, I
Yeah,
liked having friends.
I met somebody once that said to me, "Oh, I have to talk to him that way because I want to make sure that he knows that I have to respect me." And oh, okay. It's not if if you have to do it that way, it's because nobody respects you, and if you don't raise your voice, that means that nobody respects you. I People respect me. I don't treat anybody badly.
Right. And 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 that's part of what we have to be careful with. Some people say that they want to fight, that they want to force other people to respect them. And my experience is if you're fighting, if you're trying to force other people, well, you're going to get pushback. And what it really means is that you're probably dealing with something that you don't want instead of focusing on what you want. Because remember, if you want to be respected, you'll usually pay attention to why somebody else is not respecting you. And then you'll say, how do I change that? You don't get angry. Your focus is on being respected. It's not on fighting. But sadly, some of us, oh boy, we love fighting. I mean, I know when I was a kid, I Bullies discovered quickly if they hit me, I would hit them back. And I followed all the rules, but I just didn't allow any bully to hit me. And boy, did I get beat up. I'm sorry, but it's true. Did they stop beating me up after a while because I was a short, fat kid, the Hispanic that just simply was not like the others? Okay, sure. But now, in my second or third youth, I have other ideals. So my ideals are taking care of my environment, making sure that climate change is part of what I'm paying attention to. I look at new technology. I'm into improving our transportation. You've heard me about a whole bunch of things. I'm into taking care of the conditions so that people can be successful. Our children, our seniors, everyone. But if you're focusing on what you don't want, it's going to be difficult for you to get what you want. And think about it a little bit. The guy who wants to sell you whatever, when you walk in a store, let's say he wants to sell you a suit, he will not stop trying to sell you the suit. He's not going to get distracted saying, oh no, I hate the color red. He won't do anything like that because his objective, what he wants, is to sell you a suit. And whatever suit you pick out, he will say is gorgeous because he knows that you think it's gorgeous. Is he lying? No. He's saying what you said. He said, oh, this looks nice. Oh, yes, it looks wonderful on you. Let's try it. I know this is a very extreme simplification, but focus on what you want. And if you're young, think about your ideals. Be careful with the people who are telling you what to do about your ideals. Why? Because, yes, we work together to reach our ideals. That's part of democracy. That's part of being a community. But be careful. Look at the person. What are they telling you? What do they want you to do? Is what they want you to do tied to your ideal, to your objective, to what you want? If it is, go for it. If it's not, well, then you have to think about it and find a solution. Because we can reach any goal we want to reach. It might take 5, it might take 10 years. Hey, the timeline, it depends on how impossible it is. If it's something easy, you can do it for the next day. But we do have to focus on what we want. And I think that I'm running out of time, Gabriela.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I thank you all for sharing this program with me. And I hope you've been thinking about what you want. And we'll be back with you next Monday at 7 p.m. Our journalist, Gabriela Ascanio, Julio in America TV Productions, and yes, myself, Manuel Perez, with The Manny Perez Show. See you next week. Thank you for joining us on The Manny Perez Show, the show that covers, works on, and solves our community's issues. Yes, we can. The Manny Perez Show.